Alright, so, yeah. Hello everybody, Skytronics here, and welcome back to another video. And today, we are going to go exploring the woods behind my house, and I'm going to show you why I almost never do it. Now, today I am wearing gloves. I wasn't yesterday in the previous video, mainly because I didn't need to. There's not much gloves can be useful for out in those woods. Now down here, there's a whole bunch of crap. Basically, as I stated, sorry, this is basically this over here, and then a little ways that way is where we dispose of all of our big dead tree branches that we no longer want. So, snakes. But that is not why I don't hike through here. I can deal with a couple snakes. I can't deal with a bunch of trash piled up on the side of a hill. Now, today isn't a very good day to be hiking these woods because it's slick out. I will be filming the way down. I won't be filming the way up because I can't be holding the camera while I'm climbing back up. You'll see why in a minute. This hill leads to a very sharp incline. Hey, wait a second. That used to be mine. Like I said, whole bunch of crud down here on this hill. Stuff that people inadvertently throw down here, stuff that accidentally falls down here, stuff that rolls down through a storm, or the like. In fact, I've got something I found down here yesterday that I want to show you. Fly. Now, see this right here? If you see this plant out in the middle of the woods, I would stay away from it. Don't touch it. Don't try and move it. If you're going to, make sure it's with a protected part of the body like a glove, because this is stinging nettle. It's got little needles on it. Tiny little hypodermic needles that get into your skin, and it gives an itching, burning sensation. It's really annoying. It won't hurt you, but it's annoying, and I'd recommend avoiding it. So, and there is lots and lots of stinging nettle down here, which is reason number 2 for why I don't hike. See over here some of the garbage people have left. There's all sorts of crap down here. Is that a computer? I think that's a computer down there. Oh, there's a pan, and a can, and a jar with a rusted lid. Probably didn't smell too pretty. Just sort of smells like woods, though. But yeah, this area is very heavily polluted. That is not a computer. That is a box, I think. So, this hill here is a little bit steep. I am wearing my boots, and I have gloves on. Help me with the stinging nettle. There aren't a lot of briars down here, but as I'll show you in a minute, this leads all the way down to one of the forks of the Kentucky River. Which fork? I don't know. It's just a fork of the river. I can't really see very well across it. There's a shoe with a bunch of moss growing on it. That'd make for a good picture. Yeah, these woods are heavily polluted. Well, as I said, it is wet out, which both works to my advantage and disadvantage, because when leaves get wet, they clump up. Alright. Makes it somewhat easier to grip onto them on an incline. And I have to move slowly down this area so I don't trip and die. But there's a lot of rocks down here, and there's even a runoff stream that flows into the river. I'll show you in a minute as we get further and further down. And that down there is the hardest area to navigate because it runs directly into the river. So this is what I mean. See all that? All that far as the eye can see? Stinging nettle. I'm wearing boots, and thick, baggy pants, so I'm good to walk through it. But yesterday, I got down into the river, next to the river, and got into a tight spot getting back up. And as I was making my way back up, I slipped like I just did there, and I fell, and my arms, all the way up to my elbow here, got caught in stinging nettle. And boy, did it sting, as the name would imply. Where is it? I think it's further. Yeah, I see it now. There's something I want to show you down here. It used to be mine. I just found it yesterday. So, yeah, as you can see, this is lots of slick leaves, slick dead trees, trash, stinging nettle, basically everything that you'd try to avoid except briars and thick insects, which spiders are pretty bad up there. Be getting in. Again, I gotta be careful through here because one slip and I'm deep in stinging nettle. Like that. Luckily, I caught myself on a tree. This is an uprooted tree, and these roots, when they're not wet, kind of have the consistency of driftwood. In fact, I pulled a root off of it a few days ago, and may make a video showcasing the process. Basically, I'm going to sand it, maybe wood bleach it, but maybe not, and I'm going to mount it on my wall. So, it'd be a cool display piece. So, Monday probably won't have a hiking video. It might not, I don't know. Basically, me and my dad are going to go hiking. And if I'm going to be out hiking with my dad, rather than recording, I'm probably going to be spending time with my dad. So, I think I'd much rather spend time with my dad than have a phone out recording. That's just me, but he's been trying to get out of the house more lately, so I invited him to go hiking out at Mema's in the woods, see what we find. But this is what I wanted to show you. This is a stereo that used to sit next to my bed and play music. Now, when I first found it, I thought it was just a normal stereo, until I saw that Legos were falling out of it. And the reason it stopped working, or stopped playing discs at least, my little sister jammed a bunch of Legos into the disc slot, and it couldn't open. So, yeah, there it is. Since it's fallen down here, I think the face busted open on this tree or something when it rolled down here. It's all battered up, but let's not focus too much on that. Alright. Now, down here is one of the spots where the ground evens out. Only problem is, again, stinging nettle. If you slip, you're going to have a bad time. So, thought that was a snake. Yeah. I went down here hiking with my dad a few years back. Found a couple places where we were almost certain copperheads were lurking. You know, they've got that sort of, that smell, that sort of musky, cucumber-y smell. Looks like a limestone. A bunch of bearded man moss on it. Good fire starter. Yeah, lots of dead trees. Now, I'm not particularly interested in dead trees. However, uprooted ones, as I found out the other day, the roots can look quite cool. So, this is where a runoff stream would normally be. See, there's lots of rocks and roots through here intersecting, and I think it was actually flowing yesterday. I'm not sure why it isn't now, because it was raining last night and this morning. Yeah, the rocks through here aren't exactly the most stable in the world. Oh, no. I shook a tree and just got my back wet. I'm wearing a hat today, so nothing can fall on me, or no water can fall. Big old dead tree here. Ah! Okay. So. You can hear some birds chirping up and around now. In the woods out at Memo and Papa's house, you're bound to find a lot more wildlife. Now, our dog Billy Bob pretty much patrols this entire area. He has claimed it as his pooping ground, so not much comes through here. Except other dogs trying to challenge his pooping ground. Just about tripped on that rock there. Oh, I gotta be careful. Watch where I step, because these rocks are, some of them are real slick. But, out in the woods, my grandparents' house, you're bound to find sorts of animal droppings, deer rubbins, sometimes even deer. They've got a deer feeder out in their yard. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. Another uprooted tree. So, again, basically it's a lot of slopes, and then a flat-ish area, and then more slopes. Now, I had a pretty decent walking stick, but I left it out in the rain, and then it broke in half. So, there went that. There's still some water flowing through this runoff stream. Not a lot, but you can see it there. Let me get you in closer. It's a cool noise. Not much flowing through it. A couple rocks over there. There's lots of really big rocks through here too, like boulders. So, now, one of the hardest parts of getting down there to the river is finding a path, because it comes to a pretty steep incline. You gotta find some way that you can go down safely without sliding in, and get back up safely without also sliding in. Which is why I won't be filming the process of climbing back up. Also, this video is long enough already, but check that out there. Huge runoff channel through there. I'll show you before I cut the feed off on this video. I'm moving faster than I normally would, because I've got a 15-minute recording cap, because I haven't fixed my computer yet. Oh yeah, that's news on that. I managed to hassle my papa into ordering a motherboard for me for it. Cost $25. Basically, I did a bunch of unchecked, air quotes, quid pro quo work, which is basically saying, instead of paying you, I'll do a this for that and come help you at your house. So, instead I was like, no, just pay me. He's like, okay. That'll be here Thursday. So, yeah, you can see down here, this runoff channel is a little more active in this area. Now I'm going to pause the recording here in a minute probably, and try and get you down by the river before I end it, because I've got only a few seconds left. Anyway, if you like this video, please give me feedback. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? If you like this more relaxed style of content, my foot just slid about a foot down and didn't show any signs of stopping. But anywho, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.